What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel right here. Today we got to talk about CamNewton, Shedeur Sanders, and all the noise coming out of Cleveland. First take was wild because Cam ain't biting his tongue at all. He straight up said some things about Shedeur that got everybody in the sports game paying attention, y'all. Come on, man. Like, he can't bite his tongue, and everybody in the sports world who are paying attention, they know when Cam speaks, the energy in the room changes. He always got to give a raw, no filter way. Now let's keep it a buck. Shedeur has been in the spotlight heavy, y'all. And coming from that Colorado and now stepping into the league, and the spotlight is brighter than it's ever been. And Cam said what he said, and he said that Shedeur wasn't gonna sit there and let it slide. Man, unbelievable. Man, he was mimicking him, mocking him, showcasing that he has some personality with some attitude to clap back, y'all. But here we go. Let's just get right into it right here. But that's confidence, right? Because it tells us that he ain't scared and that he's willing to go toe-to-toe with the vet like Cam. But here where it gets deeper. The question everybody's asking, can Shedeur really handle this pressure? Can it really be real? The NFL don't care nothing about your name, your father, or your colleague highlights. This is where boys turn into men. If you got CamNewton, a former MVP, putting you on spot, that means the league already is expecting you to live up to the hype. That's what we gotta love. That's what we gotta weigh in right here. So that young QB. All right, so at the same time, the whole situation makes you think about what Cam's really saying. And is he trying to motivate Shedeur or low-key throwing shade? Because sometimes these OGs, they test the youngins just to see if they built for it. And honestly, watching Shedeur's response, I think he passed the test. But he didn't get riled up. He played it cool, and he even made it funny. That's the kind of energy that you need during the locker room to be a leader. But at the end of the day, what it really comes down to is this: will Shedeur Sanders prove doubters wrong, or will the league get humbled and he'll be left there quick? Cleveland Browns need stability at QB, and the AFC is stacked with killers like Mahomes, Larry, and Josh Allen. So Shedeur got his work out cut for him, but if he got Sanders' DNA, that poise that we saw on camera, then we best believe that he might shock the other people this season. We got to watch close, y'all.
Cam, I know you believe that Cleveland has not put him in a position to succeed there, but on the other side of this, right, how is he handling his role as a backup? We don't usually talk to QB3 all that often during media availability, but he gets these questions. And how he's handling these questions, how do you view it?
Okay, well, I'll give you a blast from the past real quick, Court, and I'll tell you this. After playing in the Super Bowl, arguably the biggest game in all of sports, you're asked questions. You're in the moment. You're frustrated. You don't even know how your emotions is able to be interpreted. And for me, I did not have the best professional way of going about that. Some would say immature, some would say that's not right, some would say this, some would say that. But what I would say is this: I deserve the ridicule. I deserve so much that I knew who I was and I knew how I was supposed to handle that situation. And I also was the starting quarterback. Anytime people talk about Shedeur Sanders, it's almost like they give a pretense. And it sounds like this: hey, I'm a Shedeur Sanders fan. And I'll give you another analogy to that. Anytime a person stops a person or reminds anybody to say, hey, I don't mean to be disrespectful, typically they're about to say something disrespectful. So when you're saying something, right. So when you're saying certain things in regards to Shedeur Sanders, how is he supposed to go about it? Especially given the circumstances that I've said it publicly. I don't think the Cleveland Browns really want him to succeed. Now, you're giving a mic to a third-string quarterback, and I would challenge anybody on any type of platform to name me all 32 teams third-string quarterback. Matter of fact, just give me the third-string quarterback on your division. Matter of fact, just give me the third-string. You know what? It's irrelevant. We're talking about this because it's Shedeur Sanders. And when are we going to start realizing that you cannot control people? Some of the same things that people ridicule Shedeur Sanders is also the same things that makes people like Jackson Dart. It's in the eye of the beholder when you're regarding who you're talking about. I was not always the fan favorite because of why can't wearing these hats? Why can't look dressing like that? Why he's soaking over a towel? Why he walked off and did certain things? So when I'm seeing this reality TV series play out in Cleveland, it's one of the things that's like, okay, if Shedeur Sanders was a starting quarterback and he was making these antics, yes, I will feel a certain type of way. But he's a third-string quarterback. Still a third-string quarterback with the addition of the movement with Dillon Gabriel. So, damned if you do, damned if you don't. And what he's been able to do is say, hey, I only can do what I can do or what I'm allowed to do, and that's what we're seeing play out.
But I get that. I believe the way that Shedeur Sanders has been covered is unfair. Right? And there are going to be some people on the other side that says some of the things that he's acquired, some of the partnerships, some of the money, some of the attention are things that aren't warranted for a third-string quarterback. Like, that's his lot in life. Mm-hmm. His lot in life is that he is Deion Sanders' son. His lot in life is that he did go to Colorado and change them and made them a freaking superstars and made people and celebs want to go to Colorado. He did that. He was a part of that. Now, this comes with it. When you hear anonymous sources coming out before the draft and saying things about you in meetings that can't be proven, that's because of who you are. There are a lot of people who love Shedeur Sanders and who support him and want to see him do well. And as many of those as it is, it's the people on the other side that don't. And what Shedeur Sanders has to understand, whether it's fair or not, I don't care if he pantomimes. I don't care if he's funny. I don't care if he's charismatic. I don't care if he shows his personality. I want him to be him. I want him to be authentic. But he got to understand he's going to be criticized. And when he steps up to the mic and he does something like that, you got to know what it is. Like, was Rex harsh? Yes. Did Rex maybe go too hard? Maybe. But that's his opinion. He's entitled to that. So if you got a problem with people doing that, don't give them nothing. And if you give them something, then just accept it. Stand up, be accountable, and say, that's on me. I let him talk about me. But my thing is this. He's going to be interviewed. He's going to be talked to as long as he gives them something. If I know I'm in the media in Cleveland with a sorry team, it don't matter who I interview, but if I get him to say something, they're going to have to put my name on the bottom of the screen because I'm the one that asked him. He just got to understand that. It is unfair, Shedeur, the way you are criticized, the way you are treated, the way people break down everything that you do, but that is what it is for you. That's the reality, and you got to move forward knowing
well,
that.
The other part of the job is also just saying the PC answer, giving people what they need right then and there. But hey, we got to go on this one, but we'll get into this a little bit more. Got Patrick Mahomes coming up next. Happy Friday. Welcome back into First Take. Before we hit the break, we were talking about Shedeur Sanders and the comments that he pantomimed when he was asked about being QB3 and being passed up for Dillon Gabriel. Cam, I want to get you back in here. I didn't mean to cut you off before the break. What are your thoughts on where this stands right now?
Yeah, and with all due respect to Coach Rex Ryan, I think it far exceeded opinions, RC, and you know this. A lot of what Rex said was a lot of accusations. Hey, sit up in the front, as if to say he wasn't already sitting in the front. Hey, if I know, everybody around the league knows. Those are not opinions. Those are accusations. And one thing that I will say about Shedeur is this. You're entitled to be whoever you want to be. But just remember this. And this also goes to Coach Prime. Everything that we have seen